Hello beautiful people, April Mack here, going live for my very first episode of Mack Chat here on Facebook. So I do have another Mack Chat, which is actually my podcast station, the name of my podcast station. But this is something new I thought I'd give a try too. And it is all about me telling stories, getting divine downloads here on Facebook and going live at the same time each week. And so it's a little bit of a let's see, I don't even know how it's going to go, how people will find it. But if you do come on and watch on a replay, do hashtag replay, let me know you are here and let me know what you think. Because this is all a bit unknown, this is something I haven't done before. So those of you who know me know that I'm a business coach, mentor and trainer. And a lot of what I do is that stuff, but I also love to tell stories and love to entertain people in various ways. In fact, if you know anything about me, you might know that I was the air guitar champion of the ACT. So you can see that I love to entertain people because that was a very silly thing that I used to do and I was really good at it. So hello to anyone watching. Say hi as you come on so I know who you are, and please do interact with me if you feel called to, because it would be lovely to have a conversation rather than just me talking. And the topic I chose to go live with tonight is about how this Australian girl born in Adelaide who went to an Anglican private school, who was anti-religion, anti-anything, how she came to have an Indian guru in her life, which is what I have. And I thought this is such an unusual thing that I might tell the story of that if people are interested. So I can see there's someone watching. Unfortunately, I can't tell who it is. So you need to say hi so I know who you are. Anyway, so I don't know how long we're going to be here tonight. It's just going to evolve as things do when I get online. And if you have to go, then please go. But if you want to hang out with me, then stay. And I may even pull some tarot cards if people are interested. And I've brought my own cup of tea. If you've got a cup of tea, then I can see who you are now. Hi, Lauren. Have a cuppa handy, or a glass of wine, or a gin and tonic, or whatever is your flavour. And let's have a bit of a natter if you want. So hopefully you're interested in this story. I think it's quite interesting personally, but that's because it happened to me. So really, I'll take you back to the beginning, and that is a few years ago, about 5 years ago, I had a bit of a breakdown. I'm just going to move this camera a little bit. I had a bit of a breakdown in my life where everything kind of started to fail. My relationship with my then husband was not going well. My work was crap. My health was really, really bad. And pretty much, you name it, everything was going wrong. So my finances were shit. You name it, everything was not in a good way. And at the time, I was coaching with a woman in America. She was based in America, and she was teaching really kind of unusual stuff, and she kept mentioning the chakras, but didn't explain it in a way that was understandable to me. And I had no idea at that point what a chakra was. And you watching might not know what a chakra is, but they're energy centers in our body. And I thought, what the hell is she talking about? And I wanted to know more. I was curious. So someone here in Australia, my personal trainer, who was a fitness coach, I was telling him about it. And he said, I know a woman who knows all about that stuff here in Canberra. And he put me on to her. And so basically, this was a spiritual woman who was teaching spiritual concepts here in Canberra. And so I went along to a couple of her sessions, and it just opened my eyes to a whole new world of understanding about the spiritual realm and my spiritual nature, stuff that up until that point, and so that I was about 42 at this point, I had not been ready to look at, face, or even acknowledge. There was just no part of me that was ready to understand that until that point. And so I started going to some of her classes, and it's actually where I met my beautiful man, Solomon. And that's a story for another time about how he and I met and came together. But yeah, so it was this whole new world. So here I was, this anti-religious, you know, anything. You know, I used to see people at, you know, when you go to music festivals and see all the people that were spiritual and, you know, having their happy clappy sessions, and I'd think, what a bunch of weirdos. And then I became one of those weirdos. So, yeah, so through me opening my eyes in this spiritual school here in Canberra, I started to understand more about my own nature. And the woman here in Canberra, she had a guru in India, and she shared stories about her guru, and she showed us pictures and stuff, and I just felt more and more this sense of calling to go to India and meet this man, and understand if, you know, if that was where I felt, you know, that I felt cold, but I needed to go there and see, and my partner was in the same boat. So a couple of years ago, we took our first trip to India and went and met this man. His spiritual name is Sri Shakti Amma, and he has a huge temple and a beautiful ashram in India, and we went and we were blown away, absolutely blown away. We went and stayed in this ashram, and of course, again, I just was still catching up with all of this stuff, thinking this is all so weird. But when I got there, I felt like I was home, and the conversations that I was having with people in the ashram, they were like out of this world, but they felt so normal. Like, we were talking about things that happened that I couldn't generally talk about with people here, because it would, you know, I'd probably be locked up. But over there and in this community, these are just like standard everyday conversations, and it just opened my mind to a whole nother world. And we spent a couple of weeks there at the ashram, just having these conversations every day, going to the temples every day, getting blessings and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff, watching all these amazing ceremonies, which just felt right for me. And here I am, this Australian, and it's very much based on Hindu kind of practices. They do ceremonies like pujas and abhishekams and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, which I just felt completely at home with. And I guess not just feeling at home with those practices and things, but I was feeling shifts within myself. So from the time that this whole spiritual journey happened for me, my outer world looked very much the same. However, my inner world, my feelings of love, my feelings of peace, my feelings of just inner contentedness around the life that I was living just changed. I felt so much more at ease with everything that was happening in my life. And so even though I was still having to work in the corporate space, which at that time wasn't really what I wanted to do, I was more at peace with that fact, you know, and I've since managed to, you know, move into work that feels more aligned for me. But really what I've discovered over the years is that inner peace, that inner freedom is really the key to everything. And, you know, sometimes we think, oh no, it's all about what we're seeing on the outside, in the outside world, what is it we're experiencing. But when we have contentment within and a peaceful heart and are able to go inwards and feel that, then it's almost irrelevant about where we are and what we're doing in the world. And I always have to come back to that on a regular basis, because sometimes I forget how important that is. And I see myself and so many others seeking all this stuff. You know, we're seeking more material things, more satisfaction in our external world, more approval, more validation, all of those things. But every time I see that and I'm aware of it, I can stop myself and go inwards. And as soon as I go quiet and go inwards, all the peace, everything I need, everything that, you know, gives me a sense of freedom is already there. It's already there. But it's hard to remain in that state all the time. So, you know, it's a practice. It's a practice for me on a daily basis. And, Anyway, so this talk that I'm, you know, having here with you guys is totally unplanned, and it's part of my practice and process to come on here and be able to feel at ease sharing the truth of who I am, sharing what's on my heart without having notes, without having much of a plan. Like all I have is like the idea of what it is I'm going to talk about, and then I'm just going to come in here and talk, and it might be all over the place, and that's okay. Like this is me practicing in front of you guys, just being present, being able to talk and be present and get more and more practiced at that, because it's something I want to do more of. I want to speak my truth, and the only way to really speak from heart and speak from truth is to put away the notes. This is my belief. Put away the notes, put away the plan, put away the trying to be perfect and, you know, have it all planned out, and just speak from the heart. And so that's the plan. So if I then go to, you know, sit here and say, oh, fuck, I don't know what to say next, it's because I haven't got a plan. I really don't have a plan. So what I will do now is just have a quick check of any comments and see what you guys are saying, because I'd love to see. And I keep wiping my eyes, sorry, because I can see my own reflection here. It's a bit disturbing because I feel like I've got makeup coming down my face, but that's okay. It's not important. All right, let me have a quick look at your any comments. I wish I could do lives like this. Oh, Lauren, you can. You know what? The thing is, you just get on here and do it. The worst thing that could happen is that, you know, I don't know what to say and it goes a bit shit. And then what I can do is not publish it. If I'm really, really disappointed in how it turned out, I've only ever done this once, by the way, just don't hit publish. And then the only people that will know about how shit it was are the people who saw it. And so far, that's not going to be a lot of people, so it's not going to damage my reputation. So, Lauren, I would encourage you, my love, to just do it. What have you got to lose, you know? And it's a practice. Like you can see here, I'm doing this flying by the seat of my pants. I don't have a plan, and it doesn't really matter. And like, I guess part of it is that I've come to the point in my life where I am able to let go of the outcomes. So if this is a crap live and I hit publish and a few people see it, well, so what? So what? You know, like what does that matter? You know, so if you can do this, I just encourage you to give it a go. Speaking of truth, Lara, hello, beautiful Lara. Thank you. All right, you're so welcome. That's kind of the key message. So if you've got any questions about how I found a guru and what it's done for me, let me just tell you a bit more about how it's changed my life. So having a guru in India, basically, for me, that guru represents the divine. So, you know, a rock could represent the divine, or a tree could represent the divine. For me, it's far easier to think about Amma, which is the name that, the kind of nickname we give to our guru, which means mother. Even though it's a man who's incarnated a female goddess, the goddess of Narayani. And so we call the man she, just to confuse you even further. But so when I think of her, so I'll call Amma her, I think of her as representing the divine. So it's helpful for me to have the divine represented in a human form, just because it makes it easy. I'm like, I've met Amma. I know who Amma is. I can picture him, her, and it helps me. But you know, the divine or God or whatever you want to call it, the universe could be represented by anything. But so for me, having that person over in India, and I get to see, she does ceremonies online and I can watch them, and she does talks, and I've got recordings of her chanting, and I've got books that she's written. I've got some here. This is her. Him. See, it's a man, but he has this goddess of Narayani. He's incarnated into his body. Is how the story goes, which of course you got to get your head around. You got to get your bloody ego around that, which is fucking hard. So having someone like that for me, and being able to read the words in the book, is helpful. But you can have the divine in any representation whatsoever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so it has changed my life by having a guru who is someone I, think of when I try and connect with the divine. And connecting with the divine is really just connecting with yourself. We're all divine. We all have the divine spark within. And so really, so I'm imagining it's really myself, but this is just an easy entry point. It makes it easy for me to connect when I imagine connecting with Amma. That's just how I do it. I wonder if that makes sense to people. Please let me know if that makes sense, and I'd love to hear what you do. And if anyone else has got a guru here in Australia or anywhere in the world, I'd love to hear your story. But for me, yeah, it has changed my life dramatically because I do practices every day. And so you don't have to have a guru to do that. For me, it just helps. It just helps me remember, it's like a reminder. And I have a picture of Amma around, and I have a statue that I've been given, and I do ceremonies with that. And it just helps me. But you can do it by literally sitting outside and looking at this, the sky, or looking at the trees, because the divine, this is my belief, the divine is in everything. The other thing I want to say, just things are dropping in, and they'll just drop in, and I'll just talk, and you can come and go as you please, guys, is coming online and talking about this has been a huge step for me. And one that has made, it's a vulnerable thing to share something like this. Well, it has been for me. Other people probably feel fine. They may have grown up with it. Because I did not grow up with this as being the norm, it's been a big process for me to come out spiritually online. And I am actually going to be doing a talk in January in a group that I will let you know about when I've got more detail. But I'm going to be talking about how coming out spiritually online has actually been a massive has created a massive transformation for my business, and it's grown my business beyond measure, beyond my wildest dreams, because what it's allowed me to do is attract the people who I really want to work with and who are ready to work with someone like me, because I ain't normal. So I'm not your ordinary business coach, and people who can't handle talking about the divine and spirituality, they're going to run a mile from me. And that's what I want, because I want to attract the people who really love to chat about this stuff and get it. And, I can help them with their business, but I can also talk about this stuff. And to that point, I went and met up with a couple of my clients today, beautiful Lara, I think she's watching, and gorgeous Tracy. We caught up for a quick coffee today. A quick coffee, I'm not joking, turned into a 7-hour sitting in a coffee shop. We had to keep buying coffees just to kind of, feel okay about being there. But that was not fathomable for me before, because I wasn't attracting my soulmate clients, because I wasn't talking about who I truly am. I wasn't sharing transparently the truth of who I am as a whole person, as a whole being, and as a highly spiritual being, which, is still, it's 5 years in for me, but it still feels relatively new. And it certainly feels new to be sharing about that. So I've really only shared about that in the past year. But since I did that, it has transformed my business. And so I would encourage any of you who have businesses, if you are hiding something, whether it's your spirituality or something else, don't hide it. Do not hide it, because it will actually probably be the key to your growth if you can let it out there, get it out there. Many of you have heard me talk about my coach, Carly Marie. She says the words, whatever you're holding back is holding you back. And I believe that so wholeheartedly. And, I've seen that for myself now. That's the evidence that before, when I wasn't being honestly who I truly am, and I had the facade, I had the corporate facade up, then I was not attracting the right people, and I wasn't growing. My business wasn't growing, and I kind of was wondering why. It's because I was holding who I truly am back. So, yeah, if that's you, don't hold back, bring it out, put it out there. Don't be afraid. There will be people who think you're a freak. Absolutely, there will be. And they will run a fucking mile. But the people who don't think you're a freak will come running towards you. And they're the people you want to work with, right? They're the people you go to for a coffee and you're still there 7 hours. 7 hours later. It's the fucking best, let me tell you. And sorry for swearing, but sometimes I just get in the mode where I just have to swear. So hopefully you don't have children in the background. What else? Was there anything else I wanted to share with you? I think there was one more thing that popped in as I was talking then. I can't think of it now. It's gone. It's gone. Let me just check if there's any comments. And then what I'm going to do, because I'm a fruitcake, and I know you love it. This is so funny because a few years ago I would have seen someone like myself online and gone, she's a nutbag. I'm staying away, well away. And now I just love it. I'm going to give you a card from this amazing deck from the Hero's Journey. Sorry, it's back to front. I know there's no way of changing that around. The Hero's Journey Dream Oracle deck, which my beautiful man, who is a spiritual being as well, he got me. Can you imagine being with a man? I don't know who's watching, but a man who loves hanging out in spiritual shops and buying oracle cards. That's the best. God, I love him. I wonder if he's watching now. Are you watching, Suleiman? Anyway. Okay, I'm going to choose a card here and I'll put the details of it because we shouldn't, otherwise I'll be here all night. I'll put the details of the card in the comments, but I'll tell you at least a little bit about it first. Plus, I'd have to get my glasses if I read it out. So I'm going to tune into what you guys need. What's the best, what's useful for you to know right now. Oh, come on, cards. Come on, give me one. Okay, got one. This is the card. You probably can't see it. It's a little bit reflective with my ring light. Sorry. It's a picture of the ocean. Ocean of emotion. Find a safe place to express your true feelings. That is what has come through. That probably says it all. So if you've been holding back on your feelings and not sharing them, find a safe place in which to do that. But I'll put the rest of the information that's in the book, I'll put that in there for you. And hopefully that speaks to you. All right, let's have a quick look. Any other comments? Yes, you are our guru. Oh, Lauren, that's so beautiful. I'm nobody's guru, let me tell you. But I'm happy if you think that. If I can be, a voice of wisdom for you, and just on that, really what I do as best as possible, and so often I close my eyes, is try and channel what it is that you guys need to hear. So if you're hearing what you need through me, it's not really me, it's me connecting with my guru, me connecting with the divine, me allowing myself to be a channel. So if that resonates for you and that's something you want to do more of, you can do it. We can all do it. We all have access to this. It is not a secret. It's not hidden. It's not something we were all born with access to the divine because we are the divine. Amazing, right? It's amazing. Okay, long coffee dates. Lauren has long coffee dates. Excellent. I loved it. Lara loved it and can't wait to do it again. Yes, awesome coffee, wasn't it? It was so good. Oh, you're so beautiful. Well, hopefully that has been fun. It's been fun for me to come on here. Now, tell me what sorts of stuff you want to hear from me. I don't know, this was a little test just to see what going live, at a regular time each week, what that feels like for me, what it's like for you guys. Please let me know if you enjoyed it, and also if you've got topics you'd like me to share. I can do teaching here at this time, or I can just share a story. I was going to share with you a story of how I met. The next one I think I'll do is how I met my beautiful man Suleiman, and how I knew that he and I had known each other in past lives. It's really cool. It was very, very cool. And yeah, he's just an amazing man. And, you know, when I met him, I didn't think I was interested in him at all. And he always tells everyone that I was gagging for it the minute that I saw him. So that's a funny story. So I'm seeing there it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. Thanks, Lara. Well, I'm glad you made it, Lara. I don't know if you're at your family's house, but I'm glad you made it. All right, so that's it for now. I will tell you just real quick, because I'm always going to end each session with telling you what it is I'm doing that you can jump into if you want to. So there's 2 ways, well, there's 3 ways to work with me if you're interested. Goddess is a beautiful new program that's coming. If you want to know more about that, go check out my latest post on my business page. And it's really, it's kind of what I've been talking about tonight in some respects. It's about connecting with your inner divinity and your inner goddess in particular, which is your feminine energy, the goddess energy within you, which we all have. And it's really getting to know her a bit better and letting her lead and guide you through life, which, you know what, like I was saying before, a couple of years ago, that would have sounded like a fucking joke, and I would have thought, who's that fruitcake? The thing is, I now know this stuff is real because it affects me every day, and it's how I live my life, and my life has never been better. So that's what I'm doing. You can also jump into my monthly program, which is called Diva. It's for divinely inspired valiant action takers, and that's really for people who already have a business but just want some ongoing coaching and community. And the other way is one-on-one coaching and mentoring with me. So they're all the ways to work with me. Goddess is for anyone. It's not for people just in business. It's for anyone. So if any of those sound interesting, let me know and I'll give you the details. Otherwise, I shall see you at this time, same bat channel, same bat time, next week, Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Was it 8:30? Yeah, it was. Or I'll see you online before then. All right, lots of love to you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.